Well, for years, Professor David Bellamy was one of the best-known faces on television. The botanist has written 35 books and presented about 400 programs.
These days, his name is linked with headlines like global warming myth and global warming is nonsense. More on that shortly, but first let's talk about conservation, because he's here to visit various parks and environmental projects. Professor David Bellamy, lovely to have you on Sunrise this morning.
Nice to be here.
You've arrived at such a time, though, haven't you, because our government has announced the stocktake of Department of Conservation land for potential mining. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, well, they really shouldn't do it, should they? And I think they know that. But I was up on Eden Mountain yesterday working with the local people who are knitting their bit, and very special bit, of New Zealand back into working order. I'm here because 25 years ago I worked with the local Marae, local people, and we stopped the felling of the most amazing, Vivinaki forest.
You must be very proud of that achievement, yeah.
But wherever I go, I see people are doing the right thing now. And in New Zealand, there are 4,500 projects. Local people, saying, come on, we've lost so much, so we'll put it back. So I'm more optimistic than I've been for a long, long time.
So we're doing a good job then, Professor Bellamy?
You're certainly doing a good job. I'm working along with Doc and working along with the local people and the local Marae. It's good news. I was in Raglan the other day, and everywhere I saw, I said, wow, if I was only young and was surfboarding, I'd come and live it.
Now, you've been visiting New Zealand for many, many years, and you're known throughout the world for your work, but of late you've caused controversy and become, I suppose, something of a pariah as a result of your views on climate change.
Which you've called a poppycock.
What is your view? Do you believe man-made climate change is happening?
Absolutely not.
And why do you, what backs up your belief on that?
Because there is no actual proof. There are a whole series of computer models, and you can fiddle computer models to say what you like. If you actually look at the fact that for the last 10 years, man-made global warming, if it was working, has stopped because the temperatures have gone down. And right at this moment, we're heading for 30 years, pretty cold thing. You've just had wonderful ski seasons, so have we, around the world.
So what do you put
there is no proof at all scientifically. There are just models.
Well, but what proof would you get? I mean, that's the thing, is you're talking about thousands of years of human history. So what proof could we possibly have other than scientific modelling? And, I can read you a list of the groups that do believe that man-made climate change is happening. They're the Intergovernment Panel on Climate Change, US Global Change Research Program.
Talk about, climate change.
I mean,
always
the list of people who believe it's happening is much longer than the people who don't believe it's happening. And every recognised government advisor to government on science believes it's happening. So how can you sit there and say it's not?
Well, why are most of those governments now saying, come on, we really can't afford this, it's going to bankrupt our economies? And they're changing their mind. Over in Australia, right away, Merkel in Germany has said, if we lose those things, and
But that's a different issue, isn't it?
No, it's not an issue.
It's a different issue between whether it's happening and whether we can afford the remedies. I mean, a lot of people will say scientifically climate change is happening, but we don't actually agree with the Kyoto process, which involves counting trees and those sorts of strange equations. We don't believe in that side of it. But I mean, there's a difference between affording it and whether it's happening or not.
Let me go back to Pommyland. We've been told all the time that we're all going to die because of global warming and there's nothing we can do about it. Now, why are we then building a new airport? Why aren't we going to put a third thing? Everything which is happening across the world is saying it's just as usual, we're getting on, and they don't believe in it if they actually come down. And poor Obama has now got the problem in the next few weeks to decide whether he's going to cap carbon in America.
Yeah, and
he's not going to.
That's going to show the way for much of the Western world. What about, you actually say that the current warming of the planet that we are experiencing is going to be good for this planet? Why do you say
Well,
that?
well, we could grow more food in Siberia. We could
And
grow
more wine.
Well, certainly.
Apparently.
And, of course, if you go back 2,000 years ago in Britain, we were growing good Merlot in the borders of Scotland. And that was 3 degrees to 5 degrees warmer than it is now. And then we had the little ice age and everyone, and we fought each other. It is climate change, and there is absolutely nothing. We're talking about 0.7 degrees Celsius rise. I go out this thing, a cloud comes over, and it changes that much. It is a total poppycock.
What if you're wrong?
Well, if I'm wrong, I expect they'll put me in prison.
No, I shouldn't
I've been there
imagine that you will. No, but have you experienced, I suppose, vitriol and hatred for expressing your beliefs?
I'm a Holocaust denier, and I should be sent off and tried for crimes against humanity. And I would say that exactly the other side, that the people who won't allow both sides to be... Why won't Al Gore stand up and have head-to-head with some of the people? He won't. And he's a multi-billionaire, and he's boasting about, I'm a multi-billionaire and I'm carbon neutral. How can anyone be carbon neutral? He flies around things, he flouts the truth right in the... And if you look at his famous DVD, there are 25 very, very dodgy statements politically, and that is banned in Britain, and no school can be shown it unless the other side is actually given in the argument. Did you know that?
No, I didn't, I must say. I didn't know. But thank you very much for your time, Professor David Bellamy, visitor to our country, and...
Climate change denier. Lovely to see you on Sunrise this morning. Thanks very much for joining us.